Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Miss Nigro here. So we're going to review, so actually on the top of your page write this, review, using inverse operations to isolate variables. Inverse means opposite, for those who don't remember. So little fun fact, the opposite or inverse of addition is subtraction. The inverse or opposite of multiplication is division. So if you want to write that on the top of your page, go for it. Isolate means to get the number or the variable, I should say, by itself. So it wants to be all alone. Okay, so here's some more llama questions. Last time we talked about the alpaca fence that I was making. Now we're talking about these llamas. So the llamas have a parallelogram shaped yard, which is this right here is our parallelogram, bringing us back to that geometry unit. The area of the yard is 2,730 square feet. That sounds important, so I'm gonna highlight it. The area is 2,730 square feet. The width of the yard is 65 feet, okay? Width of the yard is 65 feet. What is the length? Length of the path the keepers use. Okay, hint, use the formula of the area of a parallelogram. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is write area equals base, do I wanna say base times, let's say I'm gonna do area equals length times width for the sake of that. You could also say base times height, same thing, length times width, they're all pretty much interchangeable. So now I'm gonna substitute in for what I know. The area of the yard is 2,730 square feet. Okay, do I know the length yet? I don't know the length yet because the question is asking us what is the length. So I'm gonna substitute X for that. That's our missing variable. And our width is 65 feet. So you could have written it like this, or you could have written it like this. Okay, so now we need to isolate our variable, which means I want to get this X all by itself. So I know that when I have a number and a variable next to each other, that means multiplication. But to isolate the variable, I need to do the inverse or the opposite of multiplication, which is, if I look back up here, division. So I'm gonna have to do 65, divide by 65. So whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So I've actually crossed those out because we would get 65 divided by 65 is 1 or 1x, or you can just write, I like to just write equals x because it gets a little confusing when you have a lot of numbers. Okay, now I'm gonna do my work on the side. All right, does 65 go into 2? No. Does 65 go into 27? No. Does 65 go into 273? Maybe. Let's see, 65 times, let's try 4. 6 times 4 is 20, I'm sorry, 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4 is 24, 25, 26. Ooh, nice. I'm gonna go with 4. 4. So that gives me 260. Okay, now I subtract 3, 13. Bring down my 0. Okay, let's try, I know it has to be smaller than 3, so, I'm sorry, smaller than 4. So let me try 3. 6 times 5 is 15, 18, 19. Oh, no, too big. 65 times 2, 6 times 5, I'm sorry, 5 times 2 is 10, 12, 13. Oh, nice. So 65 goes into 132 times. That gives me 130, 0. So 42. So that means that the length of this, right here, this X, is 42. But I'm always not super sold. So I'm going to just check. So here's my check. So for me to check, I'm gonna write my formula again. Area equals length times width. So the area equals, it should be, the length is 42 times 65, okay? So I'm gonna do my work off to the side. 65 times 42. And if this answer's 2,730, then I know I did it correct. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. 24, 25, 26. 0, 3, 7, 2. Perfect. So 2730 is equal to 2730. So I got it correct, which means that the length of this was 42. And what were the 42 square feet? I should write square feet. All right. So that was like a little bit of a refresher. So we're going to continue practicing isolating the variable. So on your page, write practice isolating the variable, and then write this: 1 2/10 is equal to m minus 2.5. I'm gonna rewrite it because I like to rewrite my problems. Okay, so before I even start, I know that I need to isolate my variable, and my variable is this letter of an unknown, m. So I need to get m by itself. So that means I need to move things away from m to the other side. So I have minus 25. So I need to do the opposite, or the inverse, which is plus 25 to this side. And then whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other. So m equals 5 plus 2 is 7. Bring down my decimal. 2 plus 1 is 3. So my answer is 3.7, or 3 7/10 for m. If I wasn't sure, I can check it. My check would be 3.7 minus 2.5, and that should give me 1.2. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring down my decimal. 3 minus 2 is 1, so check. All right, so let's keep it moving. All right, here we are again, practicing isolating the variable again. Write this problem in your notebook. 7x equals 105. The same deal. I'm gonna highlight. I want to get x all by itself. So I look at the number that's right next to it. I see 7 and an x, and I don't see any operation, but I know that the hidden operation is multiplication. So I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I need to do whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So 7 divided by 7 is 1, so I'm just gonna put that x again. So x equals 105 divided by 7. All right, so I can't do this in my head, so I'm gonna do my work off to the side. 7 goes into 1, no it can't. 7 goes into 10 about 1 time. 10 minus 7 is 3, bring down the 5. 7 goes into 35 5 times. Nothing left over, so x equals 15. So answer choice B is correct. Again, if I wanted to check this, I would substitute in for x. 7 times 15, and that should give me 105. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 is 105. So 105 is equal to 105. So that is correct. I like to substitute the number back in for the variable just to check, because I want to make sure that I have everything done correctly. Okay, here we are again. So write this in your notebook. S over 10 equals 7. Interesting. So we know that all fractions also mean that you are dividing those two numbers. So if you didn't remember, that means division. So we need to do the inverse, or opposite of that, which means the opposite of division is multiplication. So again, I need to get this, I love this purple on purple combo. We need to get s all by itself. So we need to multiply by 10 over 1 on this side, and multiply by 10 on this side. So s equals 7 times 10 is 70. So answer choice A. Again, I can substitute s in for I can substitute 70 in for s. And actually, I don't even need to divide this one. I can divide both the top and the bottom by 10, because this is also a fraction, which gives me 7 over 1, which gives me 7. All right, moving on. Here is our second to last one. So write this one in your notebook. 6 equals t over 5. Again, we want to isolate that variable. The variable is this t. So again, we know that this means division. So we need to do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. So I need to multiply by 5 over 1 over here, which just gives me a t. And I need to multiply by 5 on this side, which gives me 30. That was a squiggly t. So 30 equals t. Okay, so answer choice A. Okay, again, I like to substitute in 30 divided by 5 equals 6. Okay, 5 divided by 30 is 6. Okay, so 6 equals 6, so that is correct. All right, here is our last part. Sorry, that was the last question. I thought it was more on the back, but silly me. So independent practice, you're not actually going to complete a handout. So sad, I wish we were still in school. You're going to do the usual, do your Google Form exit ticket. Have a great day. We have a quiz on Friday. And if I don't get to talk to you, have a super weekend. All right, see ya, bye.